Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. My videos are about love, about infinity, about creation, about energy. Because we're infinite energy, we're infinite creation, we're infinite love. Why? Because of the human heartbeat. The human heart generates the electromagnetic field around the human body that creates life. The pulse of life, the pulse of creation. We exist because of the human heartbeat. Without the heartbeat, we wouldn't exist, we wouldn't be alive. So from a biological point of view, the human heart is our creator. And nature works in the most beautiful and poetic of ways. It's very simple and profound the way it hints at us, our nature, and it is up to us as conscious, self-aware beings, sentient beings, to observe and understand what nature is trying to tell us. So at the most fundamental of levels, we exist because of the heartbeat. It's our instinct to live. It exists because of the heartbeat, right? It creates life, creates the electromagnetic pulse that powers the human body, the mind, so we can think, we be conscious and be self-aware, and also our organs to function and the heart to do its thing. It's just this beautiful mechanism. And we love with our hearts. So the organ that creates us with the pulse of life, the pulse of creation, is the same place where we love. So our instinct to live, which is the heartbeat, is telling us that we live to love. Because we are a loving species. We are a benevolent race. This is who we are. We live to love and we love to live. Why? Because it feels good to have a great life. It feels great to have a wonderful life. This is fantastic. We love a great life, a fulfilling, purposeful life, meaningful life. This is what we love, and this is why we are here. Our purpose is to create. Our purpose is to create. Our purpose is to love. And our heart is telling us that we love with our hearts, and our life gives us life. So it is all connected. We are creators. Just like our heart created us, we live to love and we love to live. And why are we creators? Because we're energy. You see, the heartbeat is electromagnetic field. Energy is creation. Energy creates. Energy generates. Energy is this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. This is what energy is. It's this wonderful, amazing thing. It's the energy of creation. It's the energy of life. And we create in a biological sense with our love. Because love is energy as well. Is the heartbeat has a rate. We can measure it. We're beautiful. We're a very, very beautiful, beautiful, beautiful race. This is who we are. The human race is amazing. It's a wonderful species. And it's our nature to love. And nature explains this to us in the most fundamental of ways. And it's just giving you life with a heartbeat, so you love. So you create. You're a creator, just like the heart that creates you, created you, so you love. So our nature is to love. Our nature is to create. And we create with love. We back our actions with love. The love behind our actions. Purposeful love is who we are. Purposeful energy. We are conscious about our self-awareness, our consciousness, so we can create with love. And if we miss that hint with the heartbeat, nature gives us another hint. And that is an even more obvious hint. It's more in our face, more type of like, this is who we are and this is why you exist. And that is the fact that we create life. We make love and we create life. You see, we create through love. And don't we love our creation, our children? We make love, we create children, our offspring. And don't we love them? We love them, so we care. It's an instinct that we have. We love them and we care. We raise them. They become adults just like us. And they also go in the same process of life and creation. But you see, we're not only just procreators. We're just not here creating life with making children, and that's all we do. We're much more than that. We're self-conscious. We're a conscious species. We're self-aware beyond the biological creation, so we can actually exist, which is the hint. We exist to live, to create, to love. So we love what we do. You see, the creations that we have beyond making children, the creations that we make with our hands, with our minds, we're purposeful. We love our creations, and that's what we've been doing for thousands of years. We create. We create with our hands, we create with our minds, and we create with our hearts. Our hearts is the energy of creation. Biologically speaking, the mechanism of creation at this scale of reality, the human scale, the biological scale of creation, is the heart, is the human heart, is love. We create with love. It's beautiful, but this is the truth. This is who we are. We're energy. The energy of love creates. That's why we're infinite, because energy is infinite, and energy created the sun. It's infinite energy created life here on earth, and the earth created us, and we all share this electromagnetic field. So we are energy. So we're infinite energy at the biological scale of creation, and we create through love. So we're infinite energy, we're infinite love, we're infinite creators. This is who we are. And I just always start my videos with this, because this is important to know our nature, who we are. We are benevolent species. Our instinct is to love our creations. Our instinct is to love. We live to love. We love to live. So this is who we are. We are benevolent species. We're a heartful race. We're a heart-based race. We're a love-based race. This is who we are. It would always be the case, and it will never change, because it's our nature, it's our DNA. We exist because of the heartbeat, and we love with our hearts. So it's all connected. It's all one. And obviously everyone has a heart, and everyone understands love and resonates with it, because it's a frequency, it's a vibration, it's energy, it's resonance. When it's reception, you see, it's receptors, receivers, senders. It's all communication, it's signaling, it's electric signaling. So when we create with love and we are loving, people react to it in the same way accordingly. If we are musicians, for example, and we create music and it's a loving song, people would react to it positively, and they would feel the love, and they would react to it and appreciate it, because it's love. You see, it's a powerful creation. And music is not the only thing we create. We create everything around the world. Everything that is not created by nature or existence is created by us. So you see, we are creators just like nature, but at a different scale, the biological scale. So this is who we are. We're creators, we're builders, we're designers, we're producers, we're architects. We are everything that we can put our minds to, because this is why we exist. Our purpose, the seed of life, us, is so we live to love, we love to live. We exist to create purposeful creations. We are purposeful creations. We were purposefully created, biologically speaking, with the DNA, so we can actually create at a biological scale with love. And this is what we do all the time. We do it every day, whether we're aware of it or not. The beautiful notion of today's time, and this is why I'm so happy to be alive in this time, is because we understand this as a collective now. We understand that we're light beings. We're spherical light beings. We understand this notion now. We understand who we are. We have graduated into a light species, as into a benevolent race, into a conscious species, a species that is a heartful species, a heart-based species that we create with our heart. And we know this now. We have transitioned into this stage. We have transformed ourselves. We have metamorphosized into spherical light beings. Why? Because the electromagnetic field of our heart is spherical, and the heart gives us life. And if you look at the sun, which is a spherical object in the sky that created life here as such, it's also spherical, and it also has a spherical electromagnetic field around it that created the conditions for the earth to exist, which is also a spherical object, and it has its own spherical electromagnetic field, just like ours and the sun. So you see, it's all connected. We're all creators at different scales. The sun creates at an astronomical scale, the earth creates at a terrestrial scale, and we create at a biological scale. And the signature of love at this scale of creation is love. This is the signature of creation, is love. It's a biological signature of creation. And we do it biologically through reproduction, and also through our actions, our purpose, the things that we do with our hands, the dreams that we have that come true, our desires, our wishes, our targets, our objectives, our goals. All these things come together so we can create, we can innovate, we can imagine, we invent. This is what we do. We are beautiful creators, art, crafts, anything. We are creators. This is who we are. We've been doing it for thousands of years, and loving creations always advance society and contributes towards society advancement. So we can understand who we are at a fundamental level, which is this: we are infinite creators. We're infinite, eternal creators. And the whole notion of being a light spherical being is related to this concept that I have developed in my book. Compass is Fantasies and Illusions, Compass, the quest for free will, because in the end, we all compass. We all a compass. Compass are spherical too. It represents our nature. So if you think about it, compass have 8 principles, right? 8 elemental primary elements. And these are all connected, and they all come full circle as a sphere, because it's all about creation. It's all about love. It starts with us, with the identity and true self, and then we, because of our free will, our action, our ability to take action here and now, then we have a purpose beyond the purpose of creation itself. And then that leads to the management of time and energy, which is the 3rd primary element, which I'm going to talk about now. This video is about energy levels. It's about the energy levels of us as humans, as compasses. And importantly, I obviously always touch on the different elements of compass through my videos, because this is what my book is about. This is what my life story is. Sharing my story with you is also sundial, because we're not only a compass, we're also a sundial. You see, because the sun created life and the conditions here. So, and we have an electromagnetic field just like the sun does. And what we do, we can connect with the sun. And this is why we're sundials. We dial towards the sun, and we follow the sun directionally, just like our compass follows a true north and a destination. We also are a sundial, and our point of reference is the sun. The sun is our point of reference because it's our creator. You see, he gave us life, and we're a creator ourselves. Just like the earth rotates and translates around the sun, so do we. It's the same at a biological scale. So we are sundials. And how do we connect with the creator, with the source of light, with the source of life, with the source of creation? Through staring at it. We stare at it with our eyes. Why? Because our eyes are spherical. You see, we have spherical eyes, just like the sun. And the eye has irises, and the iris is spherical, just like the sun on our electromagnetic field. And we have brains, and the brains are spherical, just like our heart on our electromagnetic field, and the sun and its electromagnetic field. So life itself is spherical in nature, because we're energy, we're spherical. So think about it from that point of view. So why do we have irises? So we can see light, because we have cone cells that allow us to see light and colors. And where does light come from? From the sun. So we perceive reality as humans through our eyes. Is the most relevant and most important sense that we have, and the one that we rely the most on. As ancient beings and intelligent race, we heavily rely on sight to make sense of reality and perceive things through it. Our perception comes through our eyes for the most part. It's the light coming through it. So, and what creates life? Well, the sun, the light. So if you think about it, when we stare at the sun, all this energy comes and hits us straight into the brain. And our brain is this beautiful source of creation, right? Imagination, creativity. So it's all connected. You see, we are supercharged. Our brains are supercharged. And then our heart. So we open the portal. Opening the portal is staring at the sun. We eye gaze. We connect with the sun. We gaze at it. And then we lock eyes with the sun. And then we open the portal. And what's that? So it's the connection between our heart and the sun. Because when that happens, we build the bridge. And what's the bridge? Well, it's that syncing of our electromagnetic field, of our heartbeat's electromagnetic field of creation, which was makes us, light beings, spherical light beings, with the electromagnetic field of the sun. So when that syncing happens, then we build the bridge, and then it's all this information, all this energy, or this light of creation comes straight into our eyes through the iris, straight into our brains and our heart, and all these different things that happen as a result. So just think about what that means. Just think about what that means. Okay, so we're light, we're creation. We understand this, we're energy. And the source of creation, the original source, the primordial source that created everything around here so we can exist biologically, comes straight through our eyes into our brain. So it overcharges our brain. It's an incredible source of a force of creation that illuminates us. We step into the light and guides us and makes our brains more powerful and our hearts much more powerful. So remember, the heartbeat gives us life, so we create with our hearts through love. So when our heart gets in sync with the Creator, then our hearts are more powerful. So we can create much bigger things, much powerful things, because we're much capable of loving and creating at a higher rate, at a higher frequency, at a higher vibration, because of we're building the bridge. So this is all logical and common sense. And remember, the heart is also connected. So we visualize with the heart. So we have these dreams of our future states, future true self states, right? We have these future true self states. And it all happens in our brains. We imagine ourselves in the future and our dreams. And how do we make our dreams happen? With our actions, with our free will, purposeful daily action. It takes action here and now. And we get there eventually. We create with our energy, with our love, so we manifest our free will. And our actions are in alignment with our true self, and in alignment with our identity, and in alignment with our purpose. So that's how we get there. We flow because we're energy. With our actions, we flow. And we're on true north. We're headed to our destination. Our dreams come true. And we visualize with the sunlight coming into our eyes much more powerfully than otherwise, because these energies supercharging our brains to operate at a higher level than it would otherwise. So this is why staring at the sun is such a fundamental thing. It's a fundamental energy source, because no other thing in existence can feed us the way the sunlight can feed us through our eyes. Because straight into our into our eyes is just the life, is the life source, is the light that created us all here, and we see it with our eyes. So it's wonderful. This is beautiful. And I always start my videos with this, explaining that we're compasses, that we're eternal sundials, that this is who we are. So let's jump into the video, energy levels, and what energy levels are, and what they represent, how they represent us. Because we are energy in the end, and we have different levels of energy. So if you want to refer to the visual, you can do so by going to y.how/energy-levels. That's y.how/energy-levels. So this is how you can actually refer to this visual. It's on Substack, it's on YouTube, and on the website. So let's jump into it. Let's talk about energy levels, because in the end, it's all about energy. So it starts at the bottom. Think about it as a stack of energy that builds up. So the most important and the most fundamental energy of them all, from a human point of view, is the body energy. If you think about it, the body it's our body, right? It's us, the whole human body, right? It's the most important thing, is the object itself, is as creators. We have the body energy, right? It's the most important, it's the foundation one of all, because the heartbeat creates the electromagnetic field that powers what? The human body. So the human body is a lot. We know we have limbs, we walk, we take action. You see, we do things. All our organs, all our systems come alive. They come live as a result of the energy around it. Our brains, everything, our lungs, everything, the digestive system, all the endocrine system, all the systems, all the organs, the body homeostasis, symbiosis, synergy, all happens as a result of this electromagnetic field that powers the human body. So the body itself has its energy field, this beautiful spherical light energy field that I'm referring to, this body energy. And this is the energy that we use to take daily action. So this is important because we take action with our hands, right? With our brains, signaling our hands to move, to take action, to do things, to type, to write, to hold, to create, to whatever we do, to walk, to run. So it's the eye-hand coordination, eye-foot coordination, is the everything. It's all kinetic in a way. It's all movement. It's one of the fundamental energies that I speak about all the time. energy sources is movement, is stimulation. So the body gets great stimulation through the electromagnetic field of the body created from the resonance of the heartbeat that powers us. So it starts with the body energy. This is the most important energy in terms of foundation. It's not the highest level of energy, it's not the most powerful energy, but it's the most important because it's the one that allows us to actually take the action. The body is the one that takes the action. It's the body that takes the action, right? We take action with our bodies. And how do we manifest our free will? With daily action, taking action. And how do we take action? With our hands, with our brains, with our legs, with our body. We take action in that way. So it's the body, it's the energy body, the motion, the movement, all these comes together in the way of the body energy. So this is important. This is important because it's the foundation energy is where everything starts. And then that moves into a higher level of energy because once we start moving, we use our hands and our brain to do things. The brain signals our hands, okay, so sit down and start writing, say for example. And then we start writing with our bodies. But then a higher level of energy kicks in, which is our heart energy, you see, because love is the pure energy of love. Because once we start taking daily action, we're taking the action, then we need to back it with the emotion of love, which is creation itself. So we have an impact that is powerful, and our creation is loving and is beautiful, and it resonates with everyone in society and contributes and benefits everyone. Ourselves, it makes us feel good too. So we keep going. It's purposeful, you see, it's purposeful energy because it's heart energy. It comes from our heart. It comes from a place of love, from a place of infinite creation, because the heartbeat created us. So the body that gets powered by the electromagnetic field, the resonance of the heartbeat itself, then gets reinforced by the heart energy from a conscious, loving point of view. So it's a reinforcing mechanism. You see, we move into this resonating with daily action stage, which is a higher level of energy and frequency and vibration, because it's beyond the action itself. It's the resonation that comes with the daily action. It's it's not taking the action with the body. It's higher than that. It's the resonation. It's resonating. It's the resonance that happens as a result, the wavelength, the frequency, right? The vibration that comes as a result, that impact that we have, the force field of creation that moves, and the wavelength that has an impact in reality. And that comes through our heart, the love. So we put love behind our actions. Say that we're writing, then we're writing about beautiful things, and our heart is in the writing. We're putting our heart down, and then it's this beautiful, all these emotions come through our writing, all these beautiful thoughts, all this beautiful creation. It's there. And what happens when we engage our heart and this beautiful energy of creation? We can enter even a higher state, because as we start to vibrate at that level of frequency, then we can engage our mind energy. Remember, with the mind, we imagine, we visualize. This is where creativity comes from. This is where imagination comes from. This is where ingenuity comes from. This is where genius comes from. This is where all these beautiful things come from. It comes from our minds, right? It comes from the ability that our brains have to visualize, to come up with creative states of innovation. And this is what we do. We build, we innovate, we design, we visualize. So when our heart is in it with love, then we tap into this higher level of creation, because remember, we create through love. So once we start creating with love, then creation happens at an imaginative state, a creative state of mindset. So our mind and our imagination start to pour with creativity and designs and options and things that we do, ideas, they start to flourish from everywhere. And that's what we call focusing on daily action, because it's the focus. You see, we're resonating with the love, and then the focus comes as a result of it, because we're focused on the creation. It's a very high level of energy. It's very high frequency. It's ideas pouring into our mind, innovation, imagination, everything happening, creativity. We start to just think of ideas, of options, and this is what we do. And we only do that when we're in a very positive mind state, or our heart is engaged. We're resonating with daily action. And it all starts with the body energy taking the actual action, engaging the body. Then you engage the heart and the emotion, love, and then the mind kind of like focuses on the activity, and that's when we truly flow. That's when we start to lose, our prefrontal cortex kind of like, enters a higher state of vibration, a brainwave, a very low, it's a different, it's flow. So we lose perception of time. We're focused on the activity, on the moment, and we just, it pours, and we're super productive, super creative. We just do. It's a very high level of energy. And what does that do? That's not the highest level, because once we start to enter into our mind, what do? We align with our true self, our source of creation. Remember, the heartbeat starts with us, the individual, the heartbeat, the creator. So the true self is the highest level of energy, true self energy, because then once we start to create and we really have this imagination and this vision, then the dream starts to come true. The vision of who we are, our true self, takes over. Our true identity really, our true self really takes control, energetically speaking, and we channel it. We channel who we really are, and and then it guides our daily action. We're guided, true self energy guiding daily action. This is what it does.